Hey folks, welcome back to Fishing with Den again. So last week I was back on this reservoir for the first time in probably 5 years, and I was practicing some feeder fishing for preparation for a big match in about 3-4 weeks time. And I'm back today, but I was watching the comments on the video, and one of my viewers said to me, wouldn't it be nice if we could actually see the fish taking the bait and running off with it and doing whatever? And I thought, yeah, you're right, it would. So this week I'm doing some practicing again, and I've just started, so I haven't had a bite yet. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to basically give you the feeder's eye view of what the fish is doing. So basically what I've got here, this is my Water Wolf underwater camera, which I've used before. In fact, I did some footage last week, and I'll just show you that while we're waiting for bites. But before I do that, as I say, looks like a contraption because I've just taped on this tube from a ballpoint pen insert, and I'm going to rig this up as basically an inline feeder. I'll probably squirt some molasses over the top to give it a smell. And the only other thing I've done, you see this thing at the bottom? Unfortunately, without it, it tends to lie and it looks at the bottom more than it looks up in the air. So I've made this thing on the 3D printer, and I've just sort of put it on with an elastic band. So yes, it does look like a complete contraption, but basically this will become my method feeder with a bit of molasses around it. It's obviously going to come off the top rather than off the bottom, because I don't want to connect to these two things here, because that would make it a fixed rig, and I don't want to be losing it and then having the fish towing it around. So it'll come off the top. It'll be a 4-inch hook length to about there with 4 or 5 bits of cord on, so I'm hoping that it'll be visible. I just hope that this doesn't tilt it back too far so you can't actually see the bait. But anyway, we're going to give this a go a bit later on. But in the meantime, this is last week's footage, excuse me, and what you'll see here is that the bottom where I was last week was really sort of snaggy. Right on the left there you can see that big stick up, which is probably a shrub that had grown up over the last few years when there was a drought, because where I'm fishing out there now, or in that last week anyway, that would have been where I've been sitting a few years ago. So all those shrubs have grown up and created all these sticky ups and all sorts of problems. There's also rocks and stuff down there which doesn't help, but you can also see from all the commotion, obviously at that point the carp had turned up and they were kicking up muck all over the place, and so you can just see how it's knocking the feeder around, or in this case the camera. And you know, obviously these things are like pigs basically. When they they feed, they just dive in, knock everything around, throw everything up in the air, and you know, hopefully you can see now why you get all those line bites. So also on the way in last week I had like stringy weed, beds of it on the way in, so left and right. So this week what I've done, I've moved further up here to the left. I've got 16 feet out at about 24 turns. If I go much further I've got about 25 feet, but 16 feet felt about right. But in actual fact, let's just put these glasses on. I was sitting here and it drops off really quick where I am. It's like a rock ledge. You probably can't see too much of it, but literally just down there there's hordes of carp about that big. So if I wasn't practicing for the feeder, I'd have probably sat here and done something about float fishing and just caught carp down there. I can see carp down there now taking that bait as it's going down through the water. There's probably a good, well, half a dozen or more down there. But as I say, today's purpose is to get bites on the feeder. I'm testing out the flavour feeder again just to see how we go. Made some modifications. But yeah, once we start to get bites, I'll put that on to another rig and we'll send it out there as if it's a method feeder and see if we can do exactly what the viewer was asking. Unfortunately, whoever it was, I apologise because I can't remember your name because I'm getting old. But anyway, back shortly once we've got a few fish in the net, and then we'll go on to trying the camera method feeder. We're about an hour in and I've just started to get 1 or 2 liners, but you wouldn't believe what's going down here. I've literally, it's all muddied up now, it was clear, but it's very deep down there. But just there, I don't know if I can record it because I can't really see, and this is not polarized, so you probably won't be able to see this, but there's fish all over the place down there, and some of them are well into double figures. In fact, if I put a bit of ground bait in, sorry, I'll try and keep this steady. Just a piece of loosish ground bait down about sort of there-ish. The fish are coming in and taking it. It's probably, I don't know, 3 feet deep. I'm on quite a steep incline here, as you probably gathered. But as I say, some of these fish must be well into mid-double figures. Amazing, isn't it? You come practicing the feeder and the fish are right down here. It's actually very cloudy down there now where they've been kicking up all the bottom, but hey, just thought I'd show you. Oh, there's a liner. Oh, not a liner, that's actually a bite. Ooh. Do I need to break the band? Still using that rubber band today, but that kind of didn't really take off like I thought he was going to. They fight like stink in this place. I'm right on the end of the clip now on the rubber band, so if it goes any further I'm going to have to break the band off. We've got a few turns back on, we should be okay now. It's usually stopping that first run, and this one didn't go mad, it just ran a couple of meters. I tell you, all down here in front of me now is literally all brown from where I've just been putting a bit of bait in down there, and they're searching all around it. Amazing. It goes off really steep to about sort of 10 or 12 feet, probably not more than a couple of rod lengths out. Amazing. Still fishing obviously on just the normal feeder because that's what I came to do, but I'll have 2 or 3 or 4 of these and then I'll think about putting that feeder on. Sorry, the camera on. Had a bit of a technical mishap there as well. I was setting it up and I thought, what's this? The tip ring from the swing tip, sorry, from the cover tip's broken off, which is all you need, isn't it? So, a bit of a bush fix later. I've chopped off that first 2-inch section to the next ring and we'll use that. Now in this place it's not going to make any difference whatsoever about the fact that it's a bit less sensitive or not, but just annoying because now I've got to buy a new one. This is the Free Spirit rod. Right, it's only a very small fish really for this place. Well, I say smallish fish, but probably a good 4 pound or so. Well, that's the first fish of the day anyway. It's probably scattered all these ones that are down here. Okay, hopefully that's the first of many. And we'll hopefully get some on that camera one because I really want to see myself what that looks like. Of course it looks like a bite when I'm showing my sandwich. Might be right. I thought, oh, I'll give it a minute. Decent enough fish. I knew I should have had my sandwiches early. These fish down here are something else. I've been feeding it. I think what we're going to do with that method feeder camera effect is we're just going to chuck it down there to start with, just to see. There's some huge fish as well. Normal size, but also some huge ones. So it's on a complete slope like that. It may or may not give us much of a view, but rather than chuck it sort of 25 metres or so out there, it's just as easy to drop it under your rod tip. Of course, I will loosen the drag off on that one just to be on the safe side. The only thing is, of course, if we're starting to catch now on the feeder like I've been messing around with, it may well spook all the fish down there, but who knows? We're going to give it a go anyway shortly. Let me catch another couple of fish on this and then see about it. Come on. Bigger than the last one, isn't he? Oh yeah, I can see him out in the water out there. He's about 3 foot under and I can see him. There he is. This fish actually followed him around. In fact, there's about 4 or 5 fish literally in the same area as him, just not bothering at all. He's not spooking them, which you would think would happen, wouldn't you? In fact, there's more fish than ever down there. Crazy, absolutely crazy. Lovely golden colour though, isn't he? He's probably, I don't know, 5-ish, something like that. Good sized fish. Oops. I'm not going to show him to you, obviously. Right, we'll get back out there, keep that going in. It's still taking me about 2 hours to get bites from over there, regardless of using the flavour feeder or not. But, like I said last time, it can't actually hurt, can it, putting some flavour out there as well. Of course, now I'm actually getting a few bites, I'll probably not bother to put my chat on the flavour side, because the fish are already there and the flavour was there to bring them in. So they're already there. It's kind of pointless doing that, isn't it? Okay. Try not to catch the camera down. I'll try and get me sandwich before I get the next one. Oh, there's the remains of the elastic band. I'll need to sort that. That's what the purple bit's for. There. And we just clip up at that, and we're done. I think that's a bite, but it's only a tiny little tiddly thing. I think it is. Yeah. The tiniest little bite I've seen in a while. What have we got here? I'm pretty sure it's not a carp. Well, it could be. I'm thinking it could be a turtle. Yeah, massive turtle. That's what happens when you fish with corn over here. You end up with turtles. Trouble is, where there's turtles, there's not many carp normally. Let's see if we can get the hook out of him. Cancel that. He's unhooked himself. There he goes. Thought it was a strange bite. Oh, not a bite. It's looking like it, but give it a sec. I'd say it was. Yeah. I think it's another turtle. Would you believe it? Well, look, if that's the case, practice is over for the day on the feeder out there. We're going to have some fun doing that camera feeder down here. I'll just get this guy off. As I've said before, when there's turtles around and there's bait out there and you ain't getting carp, well, that's because there ain't any. And it just may be that it's too deep. I don't know. It could be cold water, it could be anything. Anyway, back in a second, I'll do that. Okay, here we go then. There's your camera feeder. There's your 4-inch hook length with 4 or 5 bits of corn on. And I'm just going to chuck it down there because that's where all the fish are. So I've also loosened the clutch off quite a lot. There. I'm just going to put it in and just see. Hope this all works out. As I say, it's on a sort of a steep slope, so who knows if it's going to stay or not. And this is the rod with the dodgy tip, which hopefully is shot. Nope. Oh, that didn't take long, did it? Wow. I wonder what kind of shot we got from that. Well, he's fair going, isn't he? Right, get your glasses on then. Wow. Where's he gone? Didn't need to worry about the busted quiver tip, did I? Let's just tighten that down a bit. Ooh. This could be quite a reasonable fish. There's still a whole shoal of them down there. I can see them about 3 feet down. But literally it's going down like that. Maybe see this rock shelf behind me. That's what it all is, that stuff. Well, this is a decent fish, isn't it? It's one of the quickest bites I've ever had, I think. I haven't fed much. I've just fed literally a few bits of corn, a few bits of ground bait, that sort of thing. Not very often. Well, I just hope we're getting a good recording of it. I know the water's clear enough. Oh. Come on, fish. The feeder's up the line, but oh, lost everything. Ah, disaster. Ah, total disaster. Well, that's one camera I won't see again. Ah. Well, on that note, I'm going to love you and leave you because I've had enough. No, I'm not. I'm just going to put something in down there. I'm going to catch small fish down there. See a small fish? I'm going to catch big fish down there. And all I'm going to do is put a hook on and a split shot. How the hell that happened, I don't know. That would have been so good, wouldn't it? Disaster. Well, at least that fish won't be tethered. It'll be off now. It's a barbless hook, of course, so no real issue. Oh, look, there's all sorts of kinking on the line. I wonder if that wire thing I was just looped through just caused me the problem. Damn. Okay, I've tackled up again. I've got one swan shot SSG, about 10-inch hook length, 5 bits of corn on the hook length, and that's it. No point in doing anything complicated, is there? Make sure we're okay there. Still lots of fish down there. I can see them moving around. I'm just watching the line now. It's fairly slack because obviously you've only got a swan shot and SSG down the line. Yeah. Oof. Anything else go wrong today? Well, probably the smallest one in the world, this one you watch. For all that aggravation. Oh look, it doesn't feel all that small to start with here. As you saw, I had the clutch set really light at the start just in case. He's probably not more than 4 or 5 pound, I would guess. That one I lost on the camera was a lot bigger. I'm fuming about that, really am. Well, I suppose it just means I'll have to buy another camera again, doesn't it? That one's about 5 years old anyway. And there's a new one out now. I can't remember the name of it, but might see about getting one of those. No, it's not a big fish. Very fit as usual, isn't he? All right, fish, come on. Oof. Not very big at all, comparatively. Must be something to do with the heat over here, that these fish have got so much more energy than back in the UK. Yeah, he's probably only 4 pound, I reckon. That's all. Put him back and go for his big brother. Well, it's actually gone very clear down there, so obviously all these fish I've had, or not had, have probably spooked the shoal. Had that one out just then, but it's gone dead. So I think I'll probably pretty much pack up at this point. Go back, lick me wounds, and come back, sort it out for another go, maybe next week. I don't know, we'll see how we go. But at least I've had a few fish, and well, I suppose I've had some fun, but bit of a disaster with that camera, wasn't it? Anyway, look, that's it for another one. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, as always, please click the like button. If you want to subscribe, that's great. But until the next time, bye for now.